Lally ho, friends, and welcome to episode 31 of Kupo Quest. We are all back in the right order tonight, so perfect. Last time, we have been delving into the sunken temple out here in the middle of the ocean, right off the coast of Balam, looking for the water crystal. And the team's been in this dungeon for a little bit, but finally managed to track down not only the crystal, but also the betrayer, the Kraken, whom they went straight into battle with. And it was intense, if I do say so myself. It looked a little dicey there for just a little bit, but they managed to pull it off.
Unintended.
And that is inspiration for me. But Grunther managed to pull it off at the very last second, right before Kraken unleashed yet another blast that would obliterate the party. With that, things kind of settled down for just a little bit, and the team had a minute to just kind of look around. And then, as they were kind of getting their bearings, they heard the kind of disembodied voice of Leviathan speak to them. And then things just fell silent again. And at this moment, the crystal is just kind of dimming and glowing a little bit, just kind of pulsating. But it's quiet. Nothing further was said after an initial just kind of greeting. What are y'all doing?
Breathing.
Relaxing. Izzy looks around before looking up at the crystal. He just says, should we all touch our crystal to the thing?
I mean,
I remember last time when we tried that on Garuda, something good happened, but I didn't know what it was.
Oh yeah, I felt great after doing it.
when did you get to touch it?
Well, you know, I'm very quick. I do things fast.
Okay.
As the crystal kind of
pulses...
Cable,
that's what she said. That was not Blake, that was Kat.
As the crystal pulses, you see like a flash, a flicker of what looks like the outline of this large sea creature that almost resembles kind of a winged serpent. But as quick as it kind of starts to flicker and blink in, it just kind of dissipates and fades as the crystal's energy or the light kind of dims once again. At this point, the crystal itself is just barely glowing. When you could see around this chamber is starting to become closer and closer. It's only shedding light to about 10 feet around the crystal at this point.
Ava, do you still have that prayer for Leviathan?
Of course, I basically have it memorized at this point.
Not gonna lie, I think it might help if we all kind of did it. Because, I mean, if it responded to being called Leviathan, maybe it'll respond to the prayer. And I mean, we did just kind of come into his home and, you know, fuck shit up.
We could do that, and I'll put our crystals to it.
Okay. We'll do it. We'll do it as we recite the prayer then.
Yeah, we two things at once.
2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds, 1 crystal. Hey!
Nice.
As you kind of finish up that conversation, Nozak, Grunthor, and Blake, you hear just kind of a very faint coming from one of the far corners of this room. As you kind of glance over, there are a number of humanoid bodies, just kind of bodies is a nice way to say basically drained husks of humanoid figures.
I forgot about them.
Yeah. While the map still shows the tentacles, I just didn't feel like redoing the map because I'm a lazy DM. They're all gone. Just remember that. All the tentacles have receded into the ground. But you do see 5, 6, maybe, different individuals kind of just, at this point, just floating in the air. Or not the air, the water. Not on the ground.
Doing great, mate. Doing great. Good job.
All right. So
No, I'm not going to be able to leave them. I'm going to start swimming over and just look at them to see if there's anything that I can actually do for them.
Okay.
Because if they're like a husk, it'll be different to just like cure.
Give me a medicine check.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, may they rest in pieces.
7. Okay. As you're looking over them, you've not really seen anything to this degree before. It looks like every essence of life has been kind of sucked out of them. They look dehydrated. They look malnourished. They look like they have literally just been, like something has literally sucked all of the fat and meat off their bones. They look like skeletons with just a little bit of skin on them at this point.
Give me some of that. Am I right, guys? I'm sorry, I couldn't help myself.
You corner. Think about what you've done.
Their eyes are kind of glassy, and as they look at you, it's almost like they're looking past you, like they don't even really see you. And as you're standing there, there's just another... They seem to also be able to breathe. They likely had the same herb that you took.
Yeah, okay.
About how long ago was this team sent again?
The team, as you know, wasn't sent. And from what you had gathered, Squall was actually quite mad they left because he had told people not to come. And he only found out that they had gone the same time you all did when the attack happened. So it probably wasn't more than a day. So breathing. Fast. Yeah, but they're still breathing.
Can Blake go over and... I have a spell. What is it?
Blake,
I was going to do some last rites.
Give me an insight check, Blake, if you're going over to check that out too.
19?
As you make your way over next to Nozak, as you study the bodies, you can see the threads of their life. They seem beyond what you think you could do. All of them, without exception, their life threads are tending towards their end.
Is there anything that we can do, you think?
No.
Shit.
Give him comfort.
Yeah. Well,
she's gonna... How many are there?
There's 6. 6 individuals. Okay. Most of them seem to be Hume. In fact, looking around, you think they all are. It's kind of hard to tell, especially between like an Ellison and a Hume, based on what's left here. But they're either Ellison or Hume. Yeah.
Is there one that is like worse than the others?
They're all about in the same shape. They've been subjected to the same kind of for the same amount of time. So pretty much all the same.
Okay. Sorry.
No. I think you do what you need to do, Blake. I think I'm just gonna say some words and perform last rites for them, and just like try and comfort them as best I can.
I think she's gonna go one.
Ava, Mike. Right. Yeah, there was like a flickering. Sorry.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't you. I'm proud of you,
Blake. It wasn't me this week. Yes. Sorry, Ava.
Problem child Ava over there.
He's a rogue.
I think she's going to go to kind of just like put her shoulder, like, set her shoulders and sit next to the first one and kind of hold their hand, and like she's taken off her gloves, so she's holding their hand, and cast calm emotions, and she still has the mask on, so there's like white light, but it's like comforting, like warm
Okay.
light, not scary, and it kind of goes from her palm to theirs. And
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
okay,
Don't like that.
That's terrifying.
16.
You find out they're contagious.
No.
great.
It's fantasy COVID. Great.
Oh no.
We already have fantasy COVID. There's like 2 plagues going around, isn't there?
Oh yeah, I think I contributed to one of them.
No issues. As you do that and you cast calm emotions, it almost seems to have no visible effect, such that, you know, the breathing seems to slow a little bit, but apart from that, they don't even seem to have expressions at this point. For all intents and purposes, they're gone already. This is probably one of the worst ways you've seen somebody go.
Yeah. Well, the calm emotion, like again over table, not Blake, was sort of like hoping to calm, and then like in the calm, like have them just let go
Fair enough.
and pass on their own. So
Yeah.
that was why I was casting calm, or that was
Okay.
I did, because I don't have a spell that I think would really do that.
You don't
so
have quiet
I-
murder, assisted suicide.
like pillow over the head.
Hold the dead. No.
I'm gonna homebrew. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we should homebrew Blake in a pass on.
Yeah, I think-
spell.
Yeah, like basically, like she was just trying to. Sorry, I should have probably explained that, but that was what the thought process was.
Easy
just,
enough to
like,
do.
a spell
Okay.
To make them
As you
make
do
them
that,
pass on and have it not be scary.
gotcha. As you cast calm emotions, they do their breathing slows and labors. Yeah, like it goes from labored to more regulated. And as you hold your hand, you just send up a quiet prayer to the stranger, right? And between your hands, just a little bit of your magic just starts to very easily and tug at those threads, just helping them, coaxing them in the direction that they already want to go. As you just hold onto their hand and just channeling some of your own divine energy, just slowly and gently pull their life away
Murderer.
until the breathing stops. I like I'm Nozak's murderer. Want some weapons?
Not actually, Jesus.
yeah,
are
and
you
then-
going to do that for all of them, or just the combinations on the one? Okay. As you
she's
go
gonna-
around, then I'll do my own little thing for them as well. So, like,
Yeah.
they can
And she-
choose which god they go to. It don't bother me.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she closes their eyes with each one,
Okay.
and there's for each one she tells them like may you walk in starlight through the woods, or may you walk in starlight as they go.
Okay. Grunthor, Izzy, Ava, what are you all doing while this is going on?
Izzy
This will
has
take a few
been
minutes.
talking for the last 15 minutes about various ways they could most likely jumpstart the crystal while this has just been happening in the background.
Performing last
see-
rites and helping them move on. And it's just like, so if we hook it up to a power supply.
Yeah.
He's
At
just
one
standing.
point-
He's just standing next to Blake, and he's like holding this man's hand, just like performing her death rites, and he's just like reading a book, like, yeah. I think this could really work, like totally oblivious.
That
to the
seems
movie.
so on par.
No, but oh, go ahead.
Grunthor's gonna go check the body of I guess Leviathan.
Okay. So Leviathan doesn't really have a body so much as it almost, when the crystal pulsed, it apparated, and then when the crystal's energy kind of receded, it disappeared. Again, I'm being lazy and just didn't remove the token. So there's not like a body there, but it did appear and then just kind of disappear, flickered kind of out of existence.
I kind of want to go see where that was,
Okay.
and if there's any trace of anything, and if not, I'm going to try and study the crystal some more.
Okay, give me an investigation check.
Ooh, +0.
You got this.
No, it's going 19.
It's close. As you go over to the point of the water where you saw this thing apparate, nothing's there. But as you look around at the crystal, you can see, just getting kind of close to it, the little marks all across it where the actual tentacles had been latched onto it. They almost look like small burn marks, as though the tentacles themselves had some kind of acid or something. And you can just see those pock marks all over the crystal. The crystal itself still seems intact, though, not damaged, not cracked. And you can just barely see just the slightest faint glow inside it. Are you going closer? As you get close to it, you will notice that your crystal starts to just react a little bit, warming against your skin.
Does my crystal glow more as I get closer?
It does start to glow a little bit more, yes. Now, you wear yours. How do you keep yours? Is it a necklace? I can't remember.
I think it was a necklace.
Okay. So yeah, it does. It kind of warms against your chest, and as you look down, it's not like blindingly bright, but normally it doesn't glow. Normally it just kind of is a crystal, but it does seem to have some kind of light coming from within it at the moment as you've approached.
I'm going to stop as soon as it starts glowing, and I'm going to call over, like, let's say Ava, and I'm not going. Oh wait, Ava touched.
But you don't know that.
To the crystal.
Oh well, no, I guess he did. I guess he did just kind of offhandedly mention it. So.
Okay, I'm gonna call for Izzy to see if his crystal glows as he gets closer.
You going over, Izzy? Oh, did Izzy freeze?
Yeah, you would know Izzy just keeps hitting like.
I think we're losing Ace. I will say, because I can't hear Ace at the moment, I'm assuming he's going to go over. That yes, as Izzy approaches, you'll notice that his begins to glow as well. Just a faint glow as you come closer to it.
You guys hear me?
Yep, you're
Yes.
back.
Oh.
All right, cool. I don't know what the issue was. Anyways, I was just saying Izzy normally keeps his in his bag, or from time to time you see he has a little string attached to his book.
Okay.
So he just takes it off and he swims over.
Okay.
And he just says,
Yeah, I was just basically saying that, yeah, as you approach, you do notice that yours starts to have some kind of reaction too. Holding in your hand, it's warm to the touch, but not uncomfortable, just comfortingly warm almost. Just the presence of it glowing seems to have not quite as intense as Blake's calm emotions, but it does have a calming effect just being within close proximity of this crystal. Now.
yeah. Izzy definitely just calls over and just says, other two. And he looks over to see there with the bodies, and he just says, oh, I think they're busy. When you guys have a chance, could you please come over? I really think we need to do this, whatever this is. Take your time, though, obviously. And then he just goes back behind the crystal.
Can I have a look to see if I can find any, like, identifying features about these people?
Sure, give me
Like,
the
whether,
best.
like, a name or a card or something like that.
Sure.
I want their social security card.
Sure.
I need their bank details.
Okay.
First and last name, birth certificate.
Yeah, death certificate. Oh, wait, no, not yet.
Let me ask, Blake, would you be looking for this too? Or no?
She would, I mean, as she's, like, if there's something that's, like, immediately on them, she'd probably clock it, but
Okay.
I think she'd be focused on making sure that they're not suffering anymore,
Okay.
before she would start, like, She would be a lady, and she would wait to pickpocket them till after they passed on.
I'm not pickpocketing them. I'm just finding identifiable features to take home and be like, these are the people that cocked it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I was thinking that too. Like, we should probably either
Now I'm
need
going to
them
take
up.
their wallets. No, I'm kidding.
Okay, Nozak, give me an investigation check.
Okay. 22.
22. So as far as just identification, there's not really anything on them. A lot of people don't just carry around, like, they don't have driver's licenses here. You do see that their armor is it's good. I mean, it's military grade. These are obviously people that are from Balam. You can tell just from what they're wearing and the weapons they have. They're not bad weapons. It's not like these were just a bunch of, really cheap mercenaries or anything. As
They
far
got
as
the fine China.
yeah, as far as actual identification, you don't really find anything on their bodies apart from
There's no registry, a list of the people that were on the boat, maybe that has
Not-
their first and last name. Damn,
not
fuck,
here
that's
with
right.
them. There might be
Maybe
on the
boat.
Maybe
you
on the
do
boat,
have their
yeah.
boat, but
Yeah.
they didn't bring it with them.
Can I carry that?
Oh,
22
do they have any
backup
tattoos?
stuff?
Hold on,
Yeah, I was gonna say-
let's get the registry just in case
Wait.
we die down there and some rabbit wants to know who we are.
Can we put them on Duchess? Like, that's kind of morbid, but
Certainly try.
like, could we?
I
could we
mean,
put 'em-
I can turn them to ash pretty quickly. As
Well-
morbid, that's probably more morbid, but you know,
I have
let's cremate them.
Wait, no, I have I have something. I have something that can preserve them until we get them
Oh.
home.
Okay.
Okay, I have gentle
pickle.
repose.
Mm-hmm.
Pickle.
So,
This was supposed to
have-
be sad, you all. You are not taking this moment seriously.
We are.
I have gentle repose, so I can preserve the I can protect them from decay until
Okay.
for a day,
You
or however long we need it.
you might be able to figure out a way. If that's your goal, I'm sure you all
Yeah,
put your heads
so
together
at
and
least,
figure that out.
we could get, yeah, so at least we could get them home is
Mhm.
what
Yeah.
she's thinking, and then they can. I don't know how they dispose. Like I don't know if there's any thing that they do in particular that we don't want to step on the toe like more than we already have. If
I'm
they
gonna
want
set him
to.
on fire. Alright, once I've kind of looked around and whatever, I'm gonna tap Blake on the shoulder a little bit, and just say I'll meet you back over there.
Out of curiosity, what was your plan to cremate 6 bodies underwater?
Flamethrower. My Eldritch Cannon can turn
Just
into a flamethrower with an action.
Keep going on with the flame. Okay. That would take a
Because
while.
my Eldritch Cannon, using one action, I can change it from either a ballista, a flamethrower, or a little protection.
I was just
thing that
curious.
adds health.
I just wanted to know what the plan was there.
I'm gonna use Scorching Ray. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I mean, I guess you could also do.
Tasha's Caustic Brew and just
crush,
acid them all.
or no, crush them down into a powder,
Jesus.
with gravitational force.
Sure. Yeah, I just didn't think I'd have to contemplate the ability to cremate bodies underneath the water. I didn't really prep for
Yeah.
that. I'm not really sure the physics that goes into that.
Yeah. So I think Blake is gonna do gentle repose
Okay.
on the corpses, and then go to hobble over to Grunther because she's at 11 out of 57 and has
Sure.
been squashed 10 times. And
By
be
Grunthor.
Yeah, by Grunther. And she's gonna be like, can we use Duchess to get them home? Or at least up to the surface to put them in the boat.
I look over to Duchess and whisper into her ear, can you please carry them back to the boat, and give her a kind of nuzzle, and wait for her affirmation. And
Give me an animal handling check with advantage.
You.
I'm so fucked up. Well,
And you'll be alright.
20.
they're all in their armor. I'll just cast heat metal on the armor and then they burn like that. We're underwater. It's resistance to fire, not immunity.
Yeah, sure. The Duchess seems exhausted. And you can tell that she's resistant to the idea, but as you just kind of coax her, she seems to get from you the importance of the task, and just in her own way, just kind of nuzzling back against you, lets you know that she will do her best.
that's all I ask.
Aw.
Would it help if I gave her my potion of healing?
Probably. I do
I
think
am going-
that I think we may have. I don't know how close we were tracking her HP last time, but after we had the session, I was like, oh god, I think she might have gone down. So yeah, that might
No.
help.
Chicken is immortal.
we figured she didn't die, but then I was like, wait, I don't know if we track because she took a big hit too. So
I'm giving her the entire potion.
okay, go ahead and roll hit points for her then. Let's say right now she's at 1, because I think she probably would have gone down. So let's say she's at 1, and then roll the hit points for the potion. I also just remember that I forgot to reach out to you about leveling her up, so I will definitely take care of that after this session.
She gained 5 hit points.
Okay.
And Blake can do healing word.
Yeah.
She can touch Duchess on the side and cast Cure Wounds.
Okay. You can roll for that too.
9.
With this, Duchess seems a little bit more open to the idea. You see, as this healing energy comes into her, she kind of bristles up a little bit, and you see that she regains a little bit of that confident posture that she normally carries herself with, and you think that she's at least going to give it the old college try. So,
All right. Now that everyone's healed up and such, really quick, Ava, teach us this prayer, because I'm going to be honest, I wasn't listening the first 2 times you said it.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. I've said it like 8 times now. All right, repeat after me.
Then Izzy is just going to put his crystal to the water crystal and wait for the others.
okay.
Yeah, I'll do the same as I'm reciting.
Is it the Hymn of the Faith?
Yes, it is now.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Actually, now it is. I hadn't really thought of anything, and I think I purposely left it, I said it's a prayer without actually writing one, but yes, that's exactly what it is now.
Yay!
I don't
Totally
even
not
remember
playing
it.
the game
It's
again.
been way too long since I played Final Fantasy X.
As you are reciting the prayer, the crystal has a visible reaction. As in unison, as you're kind of surrounding this thing, saying the prayer, with each verse, it begins to glow brighter and brighter. Izzy, you said you touched your crystal to the water crystal?
Yes, I assumed that's what we were all doing when everyone said yes. So even
Okay.
it's only Izzy. Izzy has definitely done it.
So is everybody else doing it? I know Ava
yeah.
probably is because he knows what happens. So,
Sure.
okay.
I mean, yeah, sure, I guess I'll do it again. Why not?
Everyone who does, as those 2 crystals make contact, you feel, as they touch, there's a similar reaction, Ava, to what you experienced. The point of impact of your crystal starts to freeze over a little bit onto the water crystal. You see the little frost kind of form along the sides of the crystal, and it even looks like going into the crystal itself, little ice crystals start to form. And everybody gets the benefit of a short rest by doing this.
Yeah.
So you can roll
Hell
the
yeah.
amount of hit dice you want to. Right now, without, we're not taking an hour, you get the benefits of the short rest by doing this.
Do I get it again?
You do.
Oh, shit.
56 minus 12. 1 second. We need to do some quick maths.
Yo, another dice. Thanks, Mom.
Okay, so that's 44. So if that's the case,
6.
nice. That's
I did it.
got 12 back. Dope.
Wolf, if you
I-
give us anything on the way back up, I am gonna find you and I'm gonna throw something at you. I don't know what. Probably
You gonna throw
dice.
hands? Throw hands?
Oh, throw dice at
Yeah.
me? If you throw dice at me, you won't get them
No.
back. I hoard dice. I'll be like, I'll do it again. Throw more dice.
Okay.
I found a new way to get dice for free.
I'm now at
I didn't know it was
24
this
out
easy.
of 56.
As you all do this in unison, you hear this disembodied voice again, kind of echo through the chamber. You've come. It sounds labored. It sounds pained. But that's all it says. What are you doing?
I don't think we're going to get any more out of them. We may just need to let Leviathan rest.
Not really gonna have much of a choice.
Why attack the cities? I try and say out in case it does answer. Cornelia and Balaam.
You hear, not me. With each
Is
word,
it just Gruntle that hears that?
it glows. No, everyone hears that.
Okay.
It glows again, just a little bit brighter.
Then who?
It was the betrayer, Sir Gruntor.
Using my power. Ooh. It pulses again. This time it remains a little bit brighter. As it goes to dims again, it doesn't get as dim as it did before. But it still seems like the crystal itself is struggling almost to maintain its glow, its essence.
How can we fix you?
Oh, thank you.
What, did you ask a question, Izzy?
No. I was saying thank you because that was about what I was going to ask.
There's no response to that.
Ava, do you still have the shard, the water shard that I gave you?
The water gemstone?
Yeah.
That's it.
Can we try
Well,
and
Yeah.
wow.
put
This is
that
Cat,
toward
not-
it?
This is Cat, not Blake. Should we cook him dinner?
Yeah, just some calamari. It's fine.
No, because we got like a dinner set, right?
Most of it, yeah.
We place the plate, the fork, the knife, and the spoon down on the ground in front of it.
I mean, that's how it works in video games, right? Like you eat food and you get hit points back. Like
No, she's not wrong.
Mm.
Definitely not wrong.
Knows that goes full Australian. I'm gonna go back up, get some bush tucker, and I'll come back down and make sure we get some prawns on the barbie.
Again, that was Cat. That wasn't. I'm sorry. I know you can't see my hands. That was Cat, not Blake.
So,
But all the tentacles are gone, though.
All the tentacles are gone.
Yeah.
Yep. I know, I should have made a
So
new
the,
map, but...
You said it's struggling to basically maintain its glow.
Yes, but it has gotten stronger. With the prayer and you all kind of standing around it, it has gotten a little bit stronger.
Can I make some sort of check to see what the best course of action would be?
You can give me an Arcana check.
Can I help him?
Ooh, don't mind if I do.
Yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
suggest
dang, I
like
don't have my
trying to
inspiration.
add my power or figure out something to help the crystal. So can I help him?
Yeah,
Or is
you
that
can-
a different thing?
Yeah, you can... That's fine. Kind of, you all are...
I
I'm
will-
assuming kind of talking back and forth, so you can have advantage on
I
this.
will gladly take the advantage. Thank you.
I got you. But no, I was thinking of like finding a way to add my power to it or something. Or
Okay. Ah, Jesus.
16.
What is wrong with you?
That's not the crystal dice either. It's hard to tell from what you know of the crystals, but from your best guess, you don't. I mean, you know that the way to respark them is the mother crystal. That's the one way to respark them. As far as anything you can do now with a 16, you're not sure.
Okay.
Ava, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh. $11.
Nice.
You kind of lock up as you're kind of just standing there. Your body seems to tense and freeze as you seem to be no longer in control of your body. As your hand kind of flies up and the glyph on your hand starts to burn. As you slam your hand, you all just see him slam his hand into the side of the crystal. Only you hear this, Ava, in your head. Come on, brother. Stop being such a lazy dick. As you have your hand slammed against this, it starts to burn, and you feel almost like your essence is draining away as well. You're gonna take 6 points of damage as your body just unleashes energy into the crystal. While you see him doing this, the crystal starts to glow brighter. Not incredibly bright. Like it's not being brought back to its full power, but just enough to where it seems to be maintaining a steady glow. You start to see the flickering again of this creature that comes into being a little bit and then goes away. And after a couple moments, Ava's hand kind of falls off of it, and you can see just like thin wisps of like almost smoke just kind of coming off of his palm. Ava, your hand really burns. And this, by the way, is the first time you've actually heard Garuda's voice since she gave you her blessing. So she is somewhere.
You know what's funny, DM? I was actually going to try the exact same thing.
Were you really?
It's okay. Better someone else than me.
With that, eventually...
Immediately.
I was going to say, eventually the form seems to maintain itself. Leviathan is huge. It's itself wrapped around the crystal. This is a large winged serpentine creature that is its tail starts at kind of the floor and it wraps up around the crystal until its upper body is just kind of in the air floating with its wings almost touching the ceiling of this chamber as it very faintly just comes into being and then almost collapses in on itself with exhaustion, just kind of resting up against the crystal. Sister. Go ahead. That was it. Sister. That's all he said.
Can Blake touch any part of Leviathan from where she's standing?
Yeah. You could touch, it wraps all the way down, so anywhere along the crystal, you can reach out and touch it.
This music is a red flag.
Oh,
you don't trust me at all, do you, Izzy?
I trust you as a friend.
What you got, Blake?
Can she touch Leviathan and try to read his life stream? Does he have threads?
Give me an insight check.
Okay.
Is he somewhat corporeal now?
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Blake! Blake!
As you reach out and you touch the scales on his body, just looking for these threads, your vision is clouded with just like this blinding white light, and it's almost painful to look at. As you pull away, you're unable to read something of this magnitude.
Oh, I know it's really sad. I have a +8.
I saw that.
So for
was
me
a
to
2.
get a 10,
Yeah.
yeah, I got a 2.
I saw that. I'm
Blake.
sorry.
I'm not sure if this is going to do anything. Can I cast Healing Word on him?
Go for it.
Wait, press the button. Oh, yay, a 5. Thanks,
Okay.
game.
You just see
Dice
Leviathan
really
kind of.
tell a story.
Thank you, child.
Can she do Spare the Dying?
I don't think
Like-
it's
You
dead.
can. It doesn't seem to
Yeah,
have any
oh.
effect. I mean, it's still conscious and not really
There were-
dying. So
What? Oh, would Death Ward?
you can try it.
Okay.
You already have Death Ward?
She's like a. What do you? What's your domain?
Death.
No, that explains that.
I'm gonna give you a wild guess.
For some reason, I was thinking grave, but yeah, death makes sense.
No, I'm a Death Cleric. In level 9, it's like a 4th level spell.
Okay, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I don't have to roll for it or anything. I just touch it and it theoretically does
Okay.
its thing.
Its breathing is unchanged. It just kind of looks around confused. Where is she? I don't see her. At this point, Ava, you're back in control. As soon as you let go, whatever was controlling you released its hold on you.
She lives on through me, Leviathan.
His eyes just immediately find you. Who are you? What have you done with my sister?
Oh, he's like a snake. Sorry.
I am Ava, Avalon Exelos, and
Maybe that's a lost name. Not kidding.
I'm an elemental disciple to your sister. When we were in the Wind Temple, she murdered one of my friends here, and her and I made a deal that's caused the Wind Crystal to break. But it was a mutual deal.
I sensed her power wane. She chose this.
Aye, she did.
Let me see. His eyes are searching you, trying to ascertain whether or not you're telling the truth. When his gaze falls on your palm, which is now still kind of smoking and glowing a little bit. You bear her mark. You tell the truth.
That I do.
Kind of starts scanning the rest of you. His gaze falls on Grunthor as he kind of studies
Eyes.
the glowing crystal around your neck. His head kind of cocks to the side as he leans and gets closer. And again, he's huge. Like this, when I say his head gets closer, his head itself is bigger than your entire body, Grunthor. As it kind of leans in, he uncurls from the crystal just a little bit and just kind of leans out over you. And you...
I'm not going to show any fear.
Okay. Is that Shiva's?
It is. We all have one.
His gaze kind of like kind of whips back and forth amongst the party. I never thought I'd see the day Shiva and Garuda had similar allies. Tell me news. What brings you here?
Balam did. Well, oh fuck, a few things. Izzy, you're a little smarter than me. Why are we
Long story
here?
or the short story?
You see, he says, well, you guys look, and there's just a whiteboard that is as tall as him now.
All right.
So it started a
I need
couple
to
months
make
ago.
2 homebrew spells: assisted suicide for Blake and conjure a whiteboard for Izzy.
Conjure a whiteboard, yeah.
That's
incredible.
canon, by the way. Okay, you can canonically summon a whiteboard because I love the idea of this.
Yes, I love
Fuck.
That was supposed to be a throwaway joke, but I'll take it.
You've made it too many times now. Okay, you've made the whiteboard joke too many times that now you officially have one. Congratulations.
Yeah. An entire year of training with the most powerful sorceress in the world, and I can summon a whiteboard. No, but I think realistically, I don't think Izzy specifically has any reason to be afraid to tell him the truth. So I think Izzy just floats up, like meets him face to face, and just tells him everything.
Okay. And I would say, too, Izzy, since you've been doing the most amount of research on this, you are very aware that the icons are likely your best shot at getting information on some of the things that have been eluding you. So, as you kind of just lay everything out, you see Leviathan just kind of very painstakingly curls himself back around this crystal, almost like he's afraid to leave it, as he just listens to your story. And as you come to an end, he just goes, I see. That explains. He kind of looks around his domain. So the other crystals are also under assault.
Correct. And with that, along with the fact that we need to bring back the wind crystal, and that with an entire assault from an empire on the rest of the world, information has been quite difficult for us to find. And I wanted to know if you knew anything specifically about the mother crystal that could help me find it.
Of course. The mother crystal is the mother of all icons. The mother of life itself. Everything spawns from it. What would you know?
Is he asking me what I know, or what?
What would you like to know?
I'm gonna be honest. I think in terms of like information about the mother crystal, he doesn't specifically need anything, but I think he would like to know where it is, and if possible, how he can wield it to, I guess, bolster the power of the other crystals, and or defeat the what are they called? The dissenters.
You call them betrayers, fiends.
Betrayers. Yeah. Thank you. Actually, I don't think Izzy wants to use the power of the Mother Crystal for war. I think that is the last thing Izzy specifically wants. However, if anyone would like to ask about it, I don't think he would stop them, even if he does disagree.
Okay. So what's the first question you're basically looking to ascertain? Location?
Where do you think or feel or know the Mother Crystal is? And I think he told him about the information he found, so I think he mentions that he thinks it might be somewhere in Ishgard, but he's not sure.
Okay. The mother crystal is all around you, beneath your feet. This planet itself is the mother crystal.
Okay.
At the core of the very ground you walk. This seems to line up with some of the things you've read. The fact that it's been in a cave, for one thing. How the connection to Ishgard, you're not sure about that from this response. But essentially he's telling you that the planet itself is the mother crystal. And that it does have a central point at which the power emanates.
Hmm.
Everything has to have a beginning point.
Oh.
Give me a history check, Izzy.
Oh boy, you know I will.
Just Izzy. No helping.
It is currently at a plus 12 thanks to the level up, so thank you, DM.
You're welcome.
Ooh.
Let's see.
The
This
one
is-
thing he's good at.
It's a high DC, but if you clear it, you'll get some additional information.
That
30.
I don't know what it is. The dice covered it.
Things, 18 plus 12. 30. Okay.
30.
As he says this, you start pouring over all of the information that you've gathered. Everything, trying to put things together. You have a mental whiteboard, for lack of a better word, and you've got connection points. You start to put things together of people, there's been reports of it in a cave or something like that. There's been reports of, studies up near Ishgard. The fact that he's saying that the planet itself is the mother crystal, that at the core of the planet, that there is an actual point of power that would be considered the mother crystal. As you start to think about everything you've read, all the history, all the geography, you know of one place up north, a northern crater that is said to go deeper than anyone has explored. Far to the north of Ishgard, and the frozen north of this continent. There is an as yet unexplored, seemingly bottomless crater.
Does it have a name?
The northern crater.
Okay. You know what's funny? The first thing I wrote was Northern Crater, comma.
Yeah. That's what it's just typically known as. It doesn't have a more traditional name than that.
And really quick, just off the top of his head, does he know about how it's upkept or like protected? Like, is it technically like an Ishgard research site? Is it like abandoned?
No, it's actually, if you look at the map, it is in the northeastern part of the map up there. It is far away from civilization. Ishgard would probably be the closest actual point of civilization near it, but it's essentially like on a frozen island in the north. It's almost inaccessible.
The Empire wouldn't have anything to do with it, so that's good.
No
Sorry,
political
I'm trying to find the
benefits or anything like that, no.
Where in the world is the map? I do not
Here's
remember
Carmen
what
San
we
Diego.
It's
Thank
fine,
you.
I'll look at the
I
map
appreciate
later.
you, Wolf. I appreciate you.
Okay.
I was thinking it. So I'm just, it was like hearing my own inner voice.
It's linked in the player's lounge. I linked it.
Thank you.
All the way up there.
So it has no political affiliations. The only political territory we'd have to go through is just getting into Ishgard, basically. Okay.
Or if you'd find a way around it. He was likely, from what the research you read, just because Ishgard was the closest civilization, you're not sure, But with a 30, perhaps he was seeking aid from the locals. Perhaps he was trying to gather information. Perhaps he hadn't narrowed down exactly where it was yet. But a 30, you put a bunch of pieces together there. So,
You know what? I did that. Good for him. All right. What's the next question? Oh, right. How do we use the mother crystal to bolster the power of the crystals or bring one back?
Is it possible?
Oh, yeah. Or
don't
if it's even
know.
possible.
It's never needed to be done and never been done. But anything's possible. I have no guidance on this.
Nozak
And-
is going to just, from him saying that he doesn't know if it's possible, but like anything's possible, I think Nozak is just kind of like say to himself but out loud, like something along the lines of, with like anything is possible. I'm trying to word it. But like I'm basically thinking about and talking about how Hojo was using the crystal's power to create the mini icons or create the mini eidolons or whatever we're calling those things, and wondering if there might be a way to create a more physical, smaller version of Leviathan to help so that the main one can stay here.
You
To like try and like
would offer me blasphemous copies?
No, we wouldn't. But I do know someone who does. And I already know how to put an end to that. As interesting as the concept is, it's not something that's natural, which goes against the foundation of what the crystals are to this planet and what the mother crystal gives, which is the life itself of the planet.
The elements themselves are by nature unstable. We balance one another. That is our purpose. When one goes, things crumble. When people tamper with them, things crumble.
What I thought.
It is the way of the world.
Speaking of, which one of your siblings, I guess, would you recommend we try to help next? From what Garuda told me, you guys don't have much in way of omniscience, but you seem to be able to sense their power. Is there anything you can tell us about the other two?
He closes his eyes for a second.
A fucking good question, sorry. Holy shit.
And you
That's
see,
amazing.
as he closes his eyes, the crystal starts to dim a little bit as he seems to be drawing forth some of that power. The others are under attack as well. Things are escalating rapidly.
Yeah.
It's been some time since I've checked in, but as you say, I've sensed nothing from Garuda. Titan and Ifrit, they are faint. I cannot tell you more.
Nozak's gonna lift his head up at Titan.
If it won't be a strain to you,
If it won't be a strain to me, what was the other part?
basically, if it won't be a strain to him, Izzy will take any knowledge he can give.
Okay.
However, he is most worried about this crystal being still up and active by the time they come back.
Okay.
I can sabotage Hojo and give them a bit more time.
Something feeds on their powers as well. Something dark. I sense no... He closes his eyes again, and you can see the crystal again trying to pulse, dimming with each pull of power from this.
You said
They do
earlier
not
that
respond.
he reacted.
He reacted what?
You said earlier that he reacted well to like getting the heal from me earlier. That there was like a little bit of help to his corporeal body.
Mhm.
Can I limit break
You can do whatever you want.
and use benediction on
Go for
everyone?
it. Go for it.
I just kind of I want to be listening to him, and I'm like looking at him straining, and I think with everything that's been going on lately with Nozak's mental fortitude, going with the Empire and seeing everything that went to shit, everything that happened with Garuda, and now with us basically being told like, yeah, bitch, you want a time crunch, like we needs to go. I think there's a little bit of not a sense of sympathy, but like there's a sense of urgency that like it feels like with Nozak insight, it feels like he needs to prove himself a lot more to be away from the Empire and to understand that like he knows how to use that element, but he knows like to try and prove that he's not with them anymore. I feel like in using the limit break now with Leviathan, I feel like that's Nozak's moment and proving time to completely shed the Empire's like hold
Okay.
that he's had for over 900 years. So I feel like I'm just going to pull my crystal out and like hold it in my hand. I'm just gonna look at Leviathan and I'm just gonna say I'm sorry. And there's like little tears coming down his eyes. He's having a moment, guys. And he's just gonna cast benediction to just heal everybody. But I'm not sure if that's any healing spell I choose or if
It's got to be
just
cure wounds.
Cure
Cure wounds.
Okay, well
So-
I can only do that. Wait, can I? Yeah, I can only do that at first level.
Still,
Because I
it'll
understand
roll
that, like-
max. So
Yeah, so 1d8 plus 2, so it'll roll 10
10.
for everybody.
okay.
Nice.
As you do this, you know the flash of the white mage kind of flashes around behind you, and as the healing washes over not only your party but Leviathan, there's a audible. He seems surprised, like a gasp escapes him. I have questions for you now. Why would Shiva send anyone to help us? She betrayed us, left us for dead.
It may be a bit different than you perceived it. It seems she's had this plan in the works even when everything with all of you went down. However, God, we can't tell you much more. The last time we met her, we don't remember. And we haven't the slightest clue why.
Give me a persuasion check.
But it seems... Oh, yeah, sure. And he just nods before saying, and it seems she felt this plan was better. Now, how you feel about that, that's all up to you. I'm not here to... Yeah, he just says, I'm not really here to defend any one of the icons, if I'm being honest. I'm here to make sure the world stays safe. All right, let's roll persuasion plus 4.
Excuse me,
Nice.
fuck.
17.
Can Blake feel the really cold thread?
At this moment, you feel the normal threads from each of you, the kind of frosted tipped threads of your own life. But as far as Shiva's presence, she does not seem to be present. You have not felt her. Even I kind of imagine Blake might be looking out for that in the back of my head, but she has not approached or made herself known or anything like that.
And Blake would remember the dream conversation, right?
Yeah, you would. Leviathan kind of looks at... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Cat is trying to remember... I'm not saying me, Cat, is trying to remember the conversation. A couple of weeks ago.
Do you remember what episode that was?
I think it was like 18 or 19.
It might be... If I did okay, it might be in the Scabard recap for the episode, if I took good enough notes. Those are hit and miss with how much I remember. So.
Are they on the wiki?
Yeah, they're on the Scabard page under event, like episode details or session recaps or something.
Okay.
So
keep talking. I'm going to try to recap.
Got it.
See if I can try to recap, and because I think I remember a little bit. I just don't want to say it wrong.
No problem. Izzy, as you finish that, his eyes narrow a little bit. He comes back up off the crystal a little and approaches you. I sense that you believe this, but you were not there. You did not get slaughtered while Shiva sat safely behind her walls. But for whatever reason, she's here now.
Jeez. He says, I can't believe I'm getting in between divine sibling drama. As much as it may seem that we have a soft spot for her, we don't have any loyalty to her. And I know from experience, you don't owe people who hurt you forgiveness. I'm here to make sure the rest of the world stays safe. And doing that means I need to make sure you stay alive. So I want to ask, is there anything that we can do to bolster your power, or do you just need time to recuperate?
Give me another persuasion check with advantage.
Oof, I'll try.
It's not the DC's lower than the Shiva DC because he doesn't have a predetermined bias. It was higher than 10. He kind of like
9, baby.
Leans back away from you. I mean this with no offense, but there's nothing mere mortals can do for me now. That fiend has taken too much. This crystal will dim and die before the day is done.
You felt Garuda through Ava's palm and heard her voice. And you said that the connection between your siblings for the fire and earth crystal inside Nineveh are dim and they're under attack. If that's the case, then we're going to need to try and get there as quick as we can to help them as best as we can. Is there any way that we could find or make a deal with you to potentially bring you to them through a similar or through a similar way to how we've done with Garuda, because you sense that she's still here, which means she's not completely gone. If there's a way that we can even find a way to reunite the four of you in a way to bring everyone together and to still help this world. I need something to believe in. Because after almost 1,000 years, I'm the oldest one of us mortals here. And there's a lot that's happened that's kind of thrown everything out of whack, and I need something to believe in. So at this stage, if there's nothing we can do for you, is there anything that we can work on or make a deal to save the future to the best of our abilities and try to help your brothers?
You can give me a persuasion check also with advantage.
How do I do that with the thing? Is it a right click? It is a right click.
Tis the right click.
23.
23.
Hey.
He looks at you and then doesn't respond to you. As he listens to everything you say, and then when you're finished, his gaze just turns slowly over towards Ava. Will you hold out your hand to me?
Fuck.
Ava's tired.
Oh, fuck.
He leans down and he just kind of looks at it, just very intently. This, again, giant sea creature is like, his eyeball is as big as your hand, just kind of looking and checking this thing out. As Leviathan closes his eyes and he places his head up against your palm. And the rest of you looking at this just see him press his hand up against his palm, and a second passes, and he pulls away. Ava, as his head touches your palm, the world seems to fade away. You find yourself standing alone in an empty void of just blackness around you.
Right.
As Leviathan is
helping to kill him.
As Leviathan just pulls his head away from your hand and looks around. It's just you and him at the moment. Until a voice behind you says, you woke up. As you spin around, Garuda is just hovering behind you, flapping her wings, just barely off the ground. She looks down at you. Well, you've managed to not fuck this up so far.
I told you I wouldn't disappoint.
That you did, but I didn't believe you. It's good to see you, brother. She kind of looks around, and Leviathan just kind of curls himself up, almost like he's sitting down. Again, breathing is labored. Sister. Go ahead. Blake, none of you see this, but what are you doing, Blake?
Can Blake reach over and not Kevorkian calm emotions, but just like regular calm emotions?
So in the span, all of this is happening almost in the blink of an eye. So from your all's perspective, it looks like Leviathan touched the palm and pulled away. Nothing else. You see nothing else between those two moments. Everything else is happening like that.
An instant. Okay.
Ava, what are you doing standing here between these two icons?
This is intense for Ava, because previous to meeting Garuda, he was not a religious person.
I know.
He is now watching two gods converse right next to him. So he's honestly just kind of in shock. And just kind of listening to everything and taking in the fact that he's actually a disciple for gods, and he's actually around an icon. Two icons.
Leviathan slumps back, seeming almost too exhausted to hold themselves up. From my understanding, sister, you had grown quite distrustful of these small folk. Garuda kind of perks up. Well, they haven't exactly proven themselves to be the most reliable, now have they?
Go off, Queen Cassane.
Okay, bitch.
Leviathan just... The people of Balam have proven to be very generous, kind. Garuda. Your little corner of the world must be some kind of paradise. Things aren't like that where I'm from. So with that, Leviathan just says, so what brings you to entrust everything to him? His gaze falls on you, Ava. What do you do when he says that?
I'm just gonna smile and just cheeky grin and look up at Garuda and await her response.
She looks at you for a moment, just kind of studying you. Honestly, he wanted to make a deal, and I wanted to watch the world burn. Cornelia had pushed me for the last time. I thought, what the hell? Give him my power, let the wind die. And then I would just be along for the ride.
We stand a petty queen.
However, this one has proven to be something special. She just kind of looks at you.
Fuck's sake, Ava.
And then Leviathan responds, and you trust him to see this through. And Garuda kind of laughs. I trust them to do nothing. Like I said, I wanted to watch the world burn. However, they seem to be making positive progress.
Yes.
Leviathan looks you over. He starts to pull himself up to his full height, as you can see that it pains him to kind of uncoil. And as he towers over both of you, I mean, he is even at least twice as big as Garuda was, and brings his head back down. And so he goes up and then bends back down and then kind of looks into your eyes. Would you be willing to take another blessing?
I would, if it's how we get all the icons back together.
Very well. As he starts to pull away, the last thing you hear is Garuda say, huh, looks like we're roomies. As
Oh,
you kind of
God.
blink and you're back in the middle of the sunken temple, next to the crystal with your friend standing nearby. For the rest of you, all of that happened in but a second. As Leviathan pulls himself back up, it is done. He just closes his eyes, starts to fade. The crystal itself...
What is done?
You have no idea. The crystal itself starts to pulse and starts to glow dimmer, but then all of a sudden, there's an explosion of energy that just kind of blasts out, filling the room with this bright, blinding blue light.
There we go.
Everyone in the room can see nothing but blue, except for Ava. As you can see, just the faint outline of Leviathan, and it slowly dissipates, and you can feel your palm burning again. And when you look down, the symbol of Garuda has morphed, and now intertwined with that is this wrapping around the symbol of Garuda is this serpentine symbol, kind of binding it together, green and blue. As eventually the light fades, and the crystal lays dark.
Oh no.
All right. Well,
So,
mission accomplished.
We're
What-
going to need to move twice as fast than we've moved before.
By the way,
we need to get. Oh, go.
nobody knows what the hell just happened. Okay?
Yeah.
Except for Ava. It's just above table, none of you know what just happened.
I feel like we can put 2 and 2 together.
I think Izzy probably could.
Yeah, your boy is a dunce. I assume you did some cool monk shit. But the crystal has died down. There's no Leviathan. I'm assuming something has happened, but we have like a day or two to sail back to Barlam. Because it seems like there's a lot that we need to do. We need to do a lot very quickly. You guys want to get the queen. I obviously want to get my kids here. So we need to try and figure out a way to do that. I'm going to have a momentous task to discourage Hojo from doing anything with them. If there even is something that they can do with this now. With the crystals being...
You don't need to discourage Hojo. You need to speak to the president.
Yeah, but... I mean...
I think he already... This is Blake. I think he already has concerns. I don't think it'd be...
difficult.
Yeah.
But we have 2 days of travel to talk about that. I think it's best we leave this very, very creepy place, because I'm not sure how everything will react now.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot.
What's gonna happen to the water?
That's a good question.
Are we even gonna be able to get back?
Yeah, of course we are. The boat runs off the machinery. It
We
created
might,
its own trajectory. It'll be fine.
The boat runs off water crystal energy.
Okay, fuck you.
It runs off machinery, but that's what was powering it.
Let's hope that by the time we get back up there, we don't have to walk. We won't have the ability to walk the ocean floor.
Now you do know just from experience that when the wind crystal went down, it wasn't immediate.
Yeah,
there was a time where it kind of perpetrated out, you know. So it's not like the water, whatever the consequences of the water crystal are.
It'll take some time. We're still going to need to get back as soon as we can, because we have a lot to do in a very short time frame.
I think that once we... Izzy is swimming. Once we get on the boat, we need to start planning.
Yeah, sounds like an idea.
Grunther, give me a
Izzy is
D20.
heading out. Don't like that.
Nine
Cool. What's up,
9.
minutes to live. I was kidding.
Are we going to do anything with the dead bodies you all were working on?
We're would
Bring them
Blake
with
have already
us.
would Blake have already gotten them on Duchess, or does she need to finish doing that?
I'll be helping.
Yeah, it's easy enough to do. I mean, there's no real roll
They're-
required. It takes a minute. There's
they're
6
pretty
of them. Yeah, they're light. You're underwater. So I think you all have enough rope and things like that to figure this out. So it's easy enough, I would say, to get the 6 bodies with you. Now,
Can we go back the way we came?
Okay.
Back on the
And
boat.
Blake takes off her cloak and kind of wraps it around the bundle to give them some privacy, so it's not just like a bunch of corpses just laying out there.
yeah.
Yeah, like gives them like a little bit of.
I'm gonna guess. That your cloak isn't very big.
I really was
like-
thinking to myself,
See-
so it covers one
It's like a
person's
napkin,
thigh.
yeah.
Just wraps it around their head. That's all it does.
Come-
It'd be Basically, yeah. Like, I mean, if all of their faces are kind of in the same spot, she just like kind of puts it over like where
Just
their
them together.
heads are.
I'll hand you my cloak.
Okay,
To do
that's
that.
probably good.
Much bigger.
That's funny.
The crystal itself
Going.
was kind of just standing suspended in the water. And now that its power has been drained, you see it slowly kind of sinks down and lodges itself into the ocean floor and just tilts a little bit until it comes to rest at an odd angle.
Should we take it with us, guys?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's
I
big.
think it might be better if we just leave it here.
Well, good news. If any of the Empire's armies come down here, there's going to be nothing for them. Unfortunately, I think this is the plight of our mission now. However, I'm not sure how the other two will take at the idea of being absorbed by,
Or
Ava, Wava.
Ava Wava.
Ava signed a waiver.
Ava, are you all right? Do you even want to do the other two?
Well, that's a good question. That's something I have to think about while I'm on the boat. Seems like I kind of signed myself up for a greater purpose now, but...
Alright, so mission 1, everyone, let's get on the boat.
Yeah, I think now's a good time to head back. I think we're done here.
Ava, if you need someone to share the burden, I will offer myself.
Thank you, Sir Grunthar. I appreciate that.
As
Put
you
my
all start
hand up
swimming
too.
away, Ava, you notice that you're kind of pulling away from the rest of them, and you kind of stop yourself. You now have a swim speed equal to your walking speed. You're swimming much faster than you were
Nice.
before.
Wow.
I'm excited to
okay.
see these new abilities Ava's going to get.
Fuck yeah.
So, question for the team. This is not a leading question, even though it's going to sound like a leading question. It's going to sound real leading, I promise. Do you want to fast escape, like back to the start of this, or are you going to go back through? Is there anything else you're wanting to check on the way out of the dungeon?
I want to get us out.
I think fast travel.
Fast
out.
travel, yeah.
Okay, it's totally up to you. I just want to know.
Grunthor does not look like he likes that idea. That was a stink face and a half. Fuck.
No, I'm also super exhausted.
I said it
I
wasn't
think we
leading.
went through. I think we pretty much went through every room, so
Yeah,
Yep, everyone, let's go.
Cool.
fast travel. Bye.
Fast travel it is. You'll notice that as you kind of go back through, all the traps have been tripped. What the malicious forces seem to have. Well, I mean, you murdered most of them, so anything that was left is either hiding or gone. And your trip back to
Murdered is a
this.
strong word.
Well, true.
Eviscerated is better.
Your trip back to the surface is without issue. You managed to get back to your boats. I say boats because you still have the one from the other group tethered to yours. And what are you doing? Cutting loose, selling out?
so we've kind of made a splash with this dungeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, there's your inspiration. All right, and Nozak, you get inspiration too. I was going to mention that before from the Benediction RP. That was
Yay.
a good character moment. I liked it. So
Ozak is going through it mentally. Like, your boy is not in a good space.
Can
But that's okay.
Blake, like, when they're on the boat, just like pick up the buddy and just kind of like hold it, like do the like child hold, like where like the like her arms are under his like front arms, and then just like the body is just like hanging loose, just like hold for a moment.
Nozak, yeah, if you want that, Nozak, that sounds good to you. No problem here. Cute.
Once we get onto our boat, I'm gonna just if anyone wants to help, lash the other boat to our boat to tow it.
Okay. It'll.
Izzy will help.
You're lashed together, but not necessarily in a towing capacity, so that'll just take a little bit of time. Go ahead with Izzy's help. Just give me. Do you have? Probably don't have proficiency in like. Do you have like vehicles?
You gave me vehicles, water.
Let's do it. Yeah, so you can use your proficiency bonus on this, and I guess probably intelligence.
Before we tow it and like start moving, because it's probably going to be harder to climb over there, like when we're moving, should we check for like food and water, like any supplies that we could use?
I was going to say, I think Nozak might stick on the other boat for now.
Okay. Investigation check. Blake?
Okay. +4 to proficiency.
Okay.
16.
Yeah. Easy enough to do. You had advantage, too, because Izzy was helping you.
Oh.
Okay. Blake, as you kind of like pour over the cabin. Okay. So, yeah, 16. Easy enough to do with Izzy's help. You've got all of the strength tying everything down. Izzy kind of directing you where the best place to put this will be just to get the maximum amount of pull. Easy enough to do. And it doesn't take that long. It probably does take maybe 30 minutes to get your boat into position and just move everything, trying to get them both out of the docks. While you're doing that, Blake is kind of turning the other boat inside out. There's not really anything on this boat left. It seems like you do find 2 rations, some leftover rations, but it seems like they were traveling light, and most of what they had was their weapons, which they took with them beneath the water. You do find, even with a 3, you do find a pouch that has some more of the herb that you consumed. So just a little bit more that they left behind on the boat. That's it.
Alrighty. 2 days later.
So, yes. Grunther, give me a d20.
Just hand you one through the camera.
See, I'm trying to figure out new ways to get new dice. Okay. Cool.
Cheating and having them thrown at you.
I'm not cheating. I definitely haven't cheated today. So.
That assumes then that you cheated the other day.
No, I didn't. But I was accused of cheating quite often by Blake during that episode, if you'll recall.
Yeah.
Now, just because I gave a monster +12 to most of his stuff.
You sorted it.
Yeah, you got it.
It's good.
You figured it out. The first night on the boat, as you all are kind of gathered around, it's quiet, it's peaceful out here on the ocean. I just realized, it'd be nice, some ocean water music. But I wasn't on the ball, so you don't have any.
Some sea punk.
Let's see. You find yourself getting tired. Just everybody kind of sitting around. The weight of everything that's happened over the past, just day, kind of sitting heavy on you. And then you breathe out, and you notice that you can see your breath. It's uncharacteristically cool for, well, A, where you're at, B, this time of the year.
I'm preparing for this shit again. You see Nozak takes his coat off and rugs it in a little ball, sleeps in a comfy place.
Blake, you feel a sense of familiarity with this cool breeze that kind of blows through. It chills all of you to the bone as it just as the wind blows across your skin, which it's weird to feel wind because there is none. But you feel for the first time that feeling of just what it would be like if wind were blowing, but a cold, crisp, chilling wind. And as quickly as it comes, it subsides. The temperature warms again. And you all...
Blake,
Go ahead.
sorry. Can Blake reach out and like look for the really cold thread?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Come on, Blake.
That one.
Hey.
22.
Hey!
As you're looking, you're squinting. It's hard to see. It's dark. But you can see just this tiny thread, and it seems to just go to your comrades and just kind of graze their cheek. Losing ace. Just didn't want to hear this part.
Yeah.
It kind of just, you can just see it just drifting around, and it seems to just kind of graze everyone's cheek in almost a loving fashion. There's never any manifestation, but the thread is there, and just as quickly as it comes, it goes back out over the sea.
And a gay bro.
Blake says quietly, like, did we do what you want?
You feel just this pleasant kind of chill across your skin. Like not a, just a little bit of goose pimples. But it's pleasant. And you get the feeling that was a yes. With that, you all kind of just slowly find yourselves drifting off into a very comfortable sleep. You get a long rest. And you now have some additional options available to you for your jobs.
Yay!
I will be sending you the actual details, and you'll have time to look them over, so you don't have to make this decision right now. But the jobs you're unlocking are Knight, Blue Mage, Gunbreaker, and Dragoon.
Hey!
And Dragoon being the last one. So, I will be sending you the details of those after we're done here, or tomorrow morning, depending on how fast I fall asleep after we're done here. And you'll have time. You'll have plenty of time to look over those and make any decisions if you want to keep what you're not losing access to any of the ones you already have, but you will have these in addition to make a choice. Izzy, did you catch any of that?
No, I got a call.
Four new jobs: Knight, Blue Mage, Gunbreaker, and Dragoon. Those are the four.
And we're
You don't have.
was going to go to the Kupo Quest wiki to go ahead and see what each of those did.
They're secret right now because I didn't want you all snooping, so I got to go and unsecret them. So
I'm sitting here in shock of how you've managed to do a blue mage into a D&D kid. That's fucking sick.
I'm so excited to see what that's going to be.
It's either going to be awesome or real bad, and we're going to find out. All right.
Well, blue mage is either awesome or real bad.
True. Fair point.
The bar is very low.
So it's going to be awesome or real bad. So those are the four. You will see. I will send you those when we're done here. And again, not losing access to any of those. The ones that you had previously.
I mean, clearly Izzy's going to pick Knight.
I think so. I think it's. I think it's for you. I was excited about
make you guys.
Sorry, what?
If Blue Mage is going to make you guys sad, is it? They're going to be feeling blue.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So, couple of days back, you do notice that your journey starts off fine. The second day of sailing, you just feel like the boat is traveling a little slower. Not so much that you don't think you're going to get there, but the energies driving this definitely are already starting to be depleted. As you eventually make your way back to Balam Docks. A couple days out now, you can see that there have been repairs that have started. Most of the holes have at least been patched up in a rudimentary, like, let's just cover these up for now and we'll start to fix it. But it's a bustling, and there are people all around as you pull in. With the way that you've been slowed down a little bit, it's probably about midday, about 2-3 days later from when you set out. Pulling both your boats in and kind of docking up. What are y'all doing?
Are there any guards around?
Give me a perception check.
Cool.
I think I might look around as well.
Hey, that's a 24.
24. There do seem to be a couple guards, mainly just kind of standing around and just making sure nothing bad happens. They don't seem to be super on alert at this point. It doesn't look like there's been any kind of attack since you left. So, yeah, what are you doing?
Izzy will just fly over on his broom. And I think you guys just see him very quietly whispering to one of them. And I think he tells them that they need to see... His name's Squall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I was trying to remember. Basically, he just whispers...
Dare you forget my fantasy husband's name?
You see, he just whispers, we need to speak to Lord Squall as quickly as possible. We have a few of the bodies that of the people who went missing a few days ago.
You're alive.
Nods.
Yes, of course. We were told to be on the lookout for you. Yes, of course. I will make him aware of your presence immediately.
Tell him to come quickly. We don't want to drag these bodies through the town and have people see.
Okay. Okay. I will return post haste, or would you like to come with me? I can take you to him. I believe he's in. Come with me. It'll be faster.
He says, "Oh yeah, sure." And I think Izzy just says, actually, he just pulls him onto the broom and just starts flying towards the house.
Okay. The rest of you, would you like to come with me? He turns to his guard buddy and says, keep an eye on that boat. Help them get it docked in. There are casualties on board. Don't let civilians on, but take care of it.
I think Blake would be, and I imagine in the couple of days, they've taken the bodies off of Duchess.
Yeah, I assume so. Hope so.
Yeah, put them in something more respectful than just this pile. So she's she's with them, just trying to have I think she's done some kind of makeshift funeral shroud, sort of a thing, where they're there's canvas or cloaks or whatever materials you could find that's just kind of tied around so you can see the forms but not the details, and it's just trying to make sure that they're secure. So
okay, perfect. Yeah, that's much better than just leaving her strapped to Duchess for 5 days or whatever.
They have gentle repose on them. They're not rotting.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she would tell them that too, that there's a spell that they're preserved until the families get them and they
very
do
well
whatever.
We will try to identify them and alert their next of kin. Thank you. And what happened out there? Are we safe now? Will the attacks stop?
Oh yeah, the attacks are done. That's for sure.
Okay, good.
Under my breath, I'm going to be like, "The frying pan into the fire."
Izzy, you managed to get to there before anybody else. You're just straight there. Are you going on into his office?
Oh, I think he goes into the house and then politely knocks on the door, but he doesn't just like barge in.
Okay. Knocks on the door to his office. Gotcha. Quick knock, and then just kind of politely wait, and then the door opens, and Squall's standing there. You're back.
Yes. Good news, we're back. Bad news, we're in better shape than the people who left before us, and we need you to kind of handle that.
Sure. What news from the crystal?
I think it's better if we tell you that while you're sitting.
Okay. You have good timing, actually. And he kind of takes a step back and fully opens the door, and you see Hikael is sitting across from the table, the desk, as though he were in, having a conversation with Squall. Izzy, it's good to see you. He gets up and kind of starts to come over to give you a hug and kind of stops himself.
Izzy was already walking to give him a hug.
Perfect. So as you kind of hug him, there's this moment of he wasn't sure what to do, and then he just embraces you back, and kind of holds you back out at arm's length. It's good to see you.
I was going to call you. I was actually going to call you tonight.
Well, no, you don't have to. I actually came with some news. You're alone. Oh, did something happen?
Kind of. I'm taking care of business. If you want, you can come with us.
Okay.
He says, but Lord Squall, we need to get there quickly. You can help. You can come with me on my broom. I'm sure my brother can fly behind us on his own.
Okay. Is everyone still with you? No
They are on the boat currently. Your other guards are dealing with them.
Okay.
Making it sound like we're fucking criminals.
Yeah, to kind of.
Or dead.
They need to go to jail. They need to be in prison, actually.
I'm here alone because those guys, they're all cannibals, apparently. Like, they tried to... You should see what they did to these other bodies. I mean, when you see the bodies, you're going to be like, whoa!
Yeah, he's just going to he's just going to go outside. He's going to offer Squall a seat on his broom.
Okay. As you do that, you do see Hikael just waves his hand, casts a quick fly spell on himself, starts levitating off the ground. Lead the way, brother. As you all
starts flying over.
Start flying back, you get about halfway back as the group is making its way towards the... I mean, they were coming to you. You're just zipping around like crazy. As you land in front of them, Hikael kind of steps down and says, Surfivers, is it? Did I get that right?
You did.
No. I have news. Grunther. There's someone who wants to speak to you. They remember. I've been working with her since you left every day, and she seems to have overcome the block and wants to talk to you.
Are they here?
No, we still have them in quarantine because there's still some things that we're doing with the plague, but her memories seem to be back. She won't reveal anything to me. She said she has to talk to you.
Would you be able to remove my block?
I can't. She did this on her own. But maybe she can help. I'm starting to think that maybe she was the one that did this.
I forgot the name of the father.
Oh,
Conrad.
Holy Spirit.
Izzy's dad.
Would your father
Adonis.
allow us back?
Fuck him. I can get you in.
We're gonna kill Adonis.
I mean, hey, Nozak has been very okay with regicide this entire time.
All right, we can kill our dad later.
Whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Okay.
We were planning on going to Mycenae anyways because we were going to talk about perhaps getting to Alexandria. I can take us all there, but I think we need to finish business here first.
At that, Squall says, there are some things I think we should discuss, and in particular, Sid was wanting to talk to you all about something.
Nozak's just gonna be like, fuck. Yep.
Really quick, did you guys bring the bodies with you, or are they on the boat?
They're on the boat still.
Okay, cool.
Because I think
Lord,
Blake let the guard know that they're on the boat and just like told him about the spell and that.
Lord Squall, if you wish, we can just go back to where we were. I feel as if the bodies should be dealt with first. I'm not sure how you handle things here.
Lord, none of that. Just Squall. You've done more than enough for. We can dispense with those pleasantries. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't listening. What were you saying?
Valid. Go off, King. You should. I'm not sure how you handle the dead here, but you should do something with the bodies. We can meet you back in your home if you wish. We need to speak to Hikael anyways.
Yes. Okay. I'll go take care of that. I'll let Renoa know you're back as well. Should I? Sid was wanting to speak with you, but I cannot. I cannot tell him you're there if you'd like.
Let's just have a group meeting. Let's just get everyone in. We can do everything at once.
Leave. How do I word this? I'm gonna turn to Squall and I'm gonna like pull, like just like tug on his thing, and I'm just gonna be like, just us, nothing, no one else. And I'm gonna like kind of like with my paw in front of me, I'm just gonna like point down a little bit and be like, just us. So like try and see if he gets the idea of like the underground people, like down the elevator thing.
Okay. So just so I'm clear, when you're saying just us, are you including your teammates here, or are you talking about like...
Yeah, just us on the surface.
Okay.
So no Hojo, no down people, no commanders, just us, Sid, Squall, Renoa.
Gotcha.
Hikael.
Understood.
Hikael. Yeah, the other one.
Is he too?
As we're walking... Maybe not him.
She'll be right. You can sit in the corner.
As they're walking, Izzy is going to speak to Hikael. He says, so we may need you to teleport us, but also a couple other people, because our job has gotten a bit more complicated. And as they're walking, he's going to start, he's going to hand Hikael his notes that he took while he was on the boat, basically explaining... Yeah, basically explaining all the things he found out about the Mother Crystal so far.
Okay. As you're explaining that, and Ava, as you're kind of listening to it, the sounds that they're saying start to just kind of fade out as another voice fills your head. And you're trying to listen to Izzy and talk to Hikael, but this voice kind of takes over. Hey, just checking in. Moro's getting really sick. I don't know what's going on.
God damn it.
Fuck's sake, dude.
Just wanted to let you know.
All right, so
that's where we're going to end.
See where we're going now.
That's where we're going to end this session.
The bitch had one job.
So.
One job. One.
Moral's going to quarantine too.
Lots of threads, y'all. Lots of stuff going on. You can't.
I can't wait for us just to sit down and decide what we're gonna do.
I know.
Yeah, right.
I can't wait for
And
2
we have
days.
to wait 2 weeks.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm
You
making
gotta-
sure I've got me tissues ready for in a fortnight.
You got 2 weeks. So for those of you that keep up with this show live, we are going to be off next week. I'm going on vacation. But we will be back the week after that to pick up some of these threads.
Clock King.
That gives our players time to look over the new jobs, decide what they might want to do, if they want to switch to any, all that kind of stuff. And then maybe talk about, there's a bunch of things. They got this meeting with Sid and the people here at Balam. They've got the pressing issue with the crystals. This seems to be ever getting worse. They've got maybe the spread of the plague to what's left of the remnants of Cornelia. And they've got some stuff going on up back in Mysidia with still, an archmage that doesn't like them and this mysterious person from Grunthor's past. So we're not lacking for side quests here in Kupo Quest, are we?
We're doing what we usually do. We've just done a main quest, we've just done a big main mission, now we just handle the side shit for a little bit and then we fuck off to another crystal.
Yeah, because we also have the queen, the
Kid.
They're up in Alexandria too.
Yeah.
Yep. At least I didn't deliver any bad news on that front right now, huh?
Yeah.
So
Right now.
Honestly,
that's the key word in that sentence, wasn't it? Right now. But that's where we will pick up again in 2 weeks. Thank you all for watching live. Thank you all for playing. This was a nice RP episode after many episodes of attacking and dungeon delving
And cheating.
Ava apparently cheating, and then Ava becomes ever stronger in the elements, the way of the 4 elements. I will send you some other stuff, not tonight, but I will send you some other stuff as your mark will empower a little bit. So
Ooh, cool.
there we go. Well, everybody, thank you all for playing. Thank you all for watching. Lally ho, everybody, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Till then.